very clearly and loud that Speaker Martin Romualdez is corrupt. Ano ang basis mo?
Ano ang basis ko?
For saying that.
Firstly, his so, una sa lahat, yung connection niya kay Zaldico and yung connection din niya kay President Marcos. Hindi siya... Kasi there are many forms of corruption. Iba-iba ang mga pagkakaintindi natin sa corruption. At para sa akin, corruption by incompetence is equal to corruption by theft or by actual malicious intent. So kung corrupt siya dahil nagnakaw siya ng pera, edi corrupt siya doon. Pero kung corrupt siya dahil hinayaan lang niya tayo manakawan ng pera, like dang billion, that's also a form of corruption. Kasi siya yung nasa posisyon na yun, tapos hindi niya pinigilan yung mga congressman na nagnakaw ng 100 billion. Either way, dapat siyang makulong dahil doon.
Good morning po sa inyong lahat, mga kababayan at mga mahal po naming taga-subaybay. Ako po si Just Vlog. Rekta kagad tayo. Meron po akong isi-share po sa inyo na isang interview with Miss Corina Sanchez sa programang Rated Corina. Yung interview na ito, mga kababayan, ay interview niya kay Congressman Miao o kay Congressman Kiko Barsaga. Ang congressman na ito, mga kababayan, ay controversial ngayon. Siya ay nagiging popular, sumisikat dahil sa kanyang mga pahayag kontra sa mga korap na mga nasa gobyerno, mga kababayan. Lalong-lalo na itong mga kasamahan niya sa Kongreso at sa lahat-lahat na, mga kababayan, wala siyang sino-sino. Kahit sino. Basta't korap. Ayan, galit na galit itong taong ito. At itong taong ito, mga kababayan, ang sabi nila, hindi raw siya mentally fit. Meron daw siyang problema sa utak. Meron siyang problema sa attitude, sa pag-uugali. Mga kababayan, ang mapapanood nyo ngayon, dito kayo makakapag-decide kung ano ba talaga siya at kung papaano ba siya mag-isip, kung totoo ba yung sinasabi nilang meron siyang problema sa isip. Eto, mga kababayan, sa interviewing ito magugulat kayo, masasyak kayo, maa-amaze kayo, halo-halo to. At dito matutuwa pa kayo, mga kababayan. Halo-halo yan. Kasi nung habang pinapanood ko ito, mga kababayan, talaga naman nasyak ako, na-amaze ako at bumilib ako sa taong ito. Hindi pala siya katulad nung sinasabi ng iba. Pero hindi na natin patatagalin pa, mga kababayan. Eto, panoorin natin ng sabay-sabay ang bidyong ito.
Handa na ba kayo? Handa na kaya si Congressman Kiko Barsaga of the 4th District of Cavite sa ating mga tanong. Ayan. Corina meets Kiko. O ano? Meow. Is that your... Pinapanindigan mo talaga yun?
Yun yung political slogan ko. Yung iba, di ba, may mga... Ano sila? May mga tagline sila. Yung sa akin, meow.
Ganon? Okay. So, naintindihan na yan ng constituency mo?
Well, yung mga pusa doon naiintindihan nila, pero yung mga tao hindi na masyado.
Hindi masyado. Pero, sa kagaganyan mo, you were elected into office.
Yes.
Oo. Na walang daya. Sino ba ang kalaban mo? I guess...
mga... go ahead.
What? No, I guess malakas ka talaga or malakas yung ugong ng inyong apelyido doon.
Siguro yun din yun. Kasama din yun. Kasi, nung tumakbo ako for Congress, 6 years na akong incumbent city councilor. Tapos yung mga kalaban ko naman, wala man masyado kasi kadalasan yung mga nakakalaban ko for city council, for Congress, yung mga lagi nang tumatakbo doon tapos natalo lang naman sila. So every 3 years nag-iipon sila and wasting their money.
Okay.
Well, they're trying.
Okay. What do you think about political dynasties? Because I think many of your family members are in office. Not that it's illegal. Of course, it's totally legal. Kaya nga nakaupo sila ngayon. Pero what do you think about that?
Well, its legality is actually a controversial topic because as per the Constitution, the Constitution is as a stance against political dynasty, but it's not it does not enact upon itself. So it needs an implementing law from Congress, which does not exist. Kaya technically, unconstitutional. It can be considered unconstitutional in a way, pero it's only unconstitutional if there's already a law that states that it's not allowed, and it's still not defined. There's no perfect definition of political dynasty.
Seems like the spirit of the law is that political dynasties should not be allowed.
Yes.
But there are no implementing rules and regulations, right? Because Congress has to enact it.
Yes.
Sa ngayon, wala pa yon.
Wala pa.
So, kumbaga parang palagay mo, ayaw rin i-enact ng Congress.
I mean, madaming matatamaan doon.
Maraming tatamaan.
And no one wants to be the person who removes the jobs from all of his colleagues, di ba?
Just like,
ayaw mo maging
yes.
rason kung ba't unemployed lahat ng mga kaibigan mo, lahat ng mga kasama sa Kongreso. So,
correct.
yes, no one
correct.
wants to take the first step to doing that.
If someone were to introduce the idea in Congress, would you support it?
Well, it depends on what form of political dynasty they would introduce, because there are many different types of political dynasties in Congress. There are congressmen with one or two relatives in Congress, congressmen like me who has no relatives in Congress, in both the lower house and the upper house, but have relatives in positions in terms of local politics. Tapos may mga iba naman na, for example, like Tulfo, where they have 2 in the Senate and 1 or 2, I believe, in the lower house, where it's much larger. Like, for example, current Speaker Boji D has around 9, I believe, members in Isabela and in national government as a family in elected positions.
So it depends on the regulation.
Depends on what form of regulation. Kasi hindi naman natin masabi na strictly anti-political dynasty ako or strictly pro-political dynasty ako, because there are many different versions of political dynasties and there are many different scales of political dynasties.
Okay. Your father was a long time a public servant, right?
Yes.
PD Barsaga. So, ginusto talaga niya na maging congressman ka?
I mean, parang ganun din. Kasi I actually suggested that, I run for office. Then he's like, okay.
Totoo?
Yes, because in our line of work, in politics, it's very hard to find people you can trust. And trust is one of the most valuable commodities in politics. And one of the people you can trust most is your own family.
Okay.
So, pag alam niyang may kamag-anak siya within the city council, it will let him rest easy and focus on his work in Congress.
Pagkausap mo naman si Congressman Kiko, malinaw naman at matino, ano? Pero talagang palabiro ka lang talaga?
Medyo crazy talaga.
Teka muna, mahirap yan. Baka ikaw ay ma-quote.
Ma?
The headline, I admit I'm crazy. Ano ka ba?
Hindi, okay lang yun.
Okay lang yun?
Lagi naman ako may mga ganong controversial na headlines.
Really? You don't mind?
Yes, kasi pag iniisip nila na crazy ako o siraulo ako, tapos makita nila yung mga interviews, yung mga stances ko on political issues, doon nila maiisip na kailangan ba natin talagang pagkatiwalaan ang sinasabi ng media o kailangan ba nating should we view the media as just another source of information that we must also scrutinize?
So, kumbaga, feeling mo, you will survive all of the bashing.
Kasi, pag may nag-release ng mga ganong headlines, di nila ako sinisira. Ang sinisira nila yung sarili nila because they're the type of people who will misinterpret a quote and make it seem like that's what it means.
Okay, so kumbaga, you stand by everything that you do. Like for example, yung magpo-post ka na marami kang hawak na pera, you don't see anything wrong with that?
Well, the time back then, I didn't see anything wrong with it. And right now, I still don't see anything wrong with it.
Because?
Kasi ganun talaga ako. I'm proud of masaya ako na marami akong hawak na pera nung panahon na yun. So, pinost ko.
Nanalo ka ba ng sweepstakes doon? Saan ba galing yung pera na yun?
Bigay lang sa akin ni Kong PD.
Ganon.
Parang Christmas bonus o bonus ng, baka birthday ko.
Oo.
Pero yung depende kasi yun. Pag small amounts, usually yung mga, yun yung binibigay niya for Christmas or birthdays. Or minsan pinagsama na Christmas and birthday.
Pero ngayon, pumipreno ka na rin. Pumipreno ka na rin sa ganong klaseng mga post. I mean, in the light of developments.
Well, may ethics complaint ako. So, wag muna. Hindi, pero...
Wag muna, correct.
open pa rin ako mag-post ng mga ganong klaseng content kasi wala lang talaga akong opportunity kasi masyado na ako nakafocus on the national issues ngayon. Pero siguro, kung mag-withdraw ako ng pera sa Congress ngayon, mas mayaman na ako since congressman na.
Okay.
Hindi, baka mag-post ulit ako. Siguro
Okay,
pag nakulong na si Romualdez, mag-post ulit ako ng...
O, pag-usapan natin yan mamaya. Okay. So, categorically,
Okay.
you're saying you're not crazy. You have no mental issues.
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing to go through some kind of assessment? Parang yun ang gusto nilang mangyari, ano?
Well, technically, I'm not saying it categorically. I'm saying it literally na I do not have any issues with my mental health. Kasi I have an LTOP. Alam mo yung LTOP, yung license to own and possess firearms? I have that.
Okay. And you have to go through
you have to go through a neurological test for that.
Oh.
So, actually, baka ako nga lang yung may, and also for the reservists, kailangan mo ding pumasok sa neuro part. May neuro requirements din para doon kasi, syempre, hawak ka ng mga baril doon. But like, our weapons are old, Cold War era M16s. But they're still
They can still fire a shot. Oo.
Most of them can still fire shots.
Okay. Even if they're ancient.
Yun din kasi yung naging problema namin sa reserves. Halos kulang na yung supply namin ng ammunition. Kaya nababuntaan may mga planong ammunition factory.
Okay. So,
we're getting off
so
topic.
that is the proof that there is nothing wrong with your mental state.
Yeah. I mean, technically, that should be a proof. Hindi ko alam kung like actual proof yun because I'm not a licensed psychiatrist. But so far, if they trust me with firearms, then I don't see why the people should not trust me with government.
Ayun, okay. Kasi sometimes, some people will be accused of having AIDS, so they're going to have an AIDS test, you know, or in your case, you don't feel that it's necessary. Okay.
Well, okay.
So, what about, paano naman yung panukala ng ibang congressman na dapat daw magkaroon na ng mandatory mental health test or psychological test for everyone who wants to serve the public?
We already have that for the armed forces. So siguro, kung sakaling magkakaganon, ako lang yung isa sa mga hindi kailangan
for elective of, isa ka sa mga
isa lang ako sa mga hindi kailangan mag-go through nun kasi meron na akong ganun sa LTAP at sa nung nag-reserves ako. So,
but for everybody else, you think
everybody
okay lang?
else, well, I mean, yes, because it's also, problema kasi baka ma-politicize yung issue pag ganyan since, for example, misdiagnosis. Also yung sa psychiatric, natin, we're not a country that heavily focuses on mental health and is not one that heavily understands mental health. Kaya mangyayari dun, if, for example, they are diagnosed of like a certain, like small amounts of neurodivergence, like mild autism or mga bipolar disorder, but treatable, where they can still serve the public, di baka isipin agad ng mga politicians
contentious, kumbaga.
Bawal yun.
Maraming gray area.
Because there are plenty of people who are perfectly capable of functioning in society despite having mental health conditions and creating, pag sinasabihan mong, abnoy ang isang tao dahil lang iba siya or dahil lang may mental health condition siya, you're creating a society that's inherently hostile to neurodivergent people and that's not what we want to do.
That's a new word, neurodivergent. I wonder if I fall under any category there. Okay,
Well, it's
neurodivergent.
possible kasi madaming mga
Parang
iba-ibang
LGBTQIA+.
interpretations. Yes, parang ganun siya actually.
Okay, so yung pagiging creative, malikhain ng iyong isipan,
Yes.
lalo pagka ikaw ay ini-interview, alam mo naman kung kailan ka dapat magseryoso at alam mo rin kung kailan ka dapat yung nagbibiro o katanggap-tanggap yung pagbibiro mo. So you know the difference.
Oo, pero ang problema kasi doon, yung ibang tao, iniisip nila na kailangan seryoso ko sa gantong sitwasyon, pero ako isipin ko na hindi ko kailangan seryosohin ito. Tapos doon kami nagkaka-issue. Kasi pag masyado kang seryoso, edi parang hindi ka na magiging totoo sa sarili mo. Lalo na pag kailangan kong seryosohin ang isang bagay na hindi ko naman siniseryoso.
Oo. Hence the complaints. But ngayon, may mga reklamo sa'yo and sa totoo lang, umalis ka na ng majority block and you also resigned from NUP?
Yes.
Right. So you are now like an independent. Okay. So how's that going for you?
Masaya siya kasi I can do whatever I want. Pwede kong sabihin kahit anong gusto kong sabihin. and that is unrestricted truth.
Such as saying that very clearly and loud that Speaker Martin Romualdez is corrupt. Ano ang basis mo?
Ano ang basis ko?
For saying
Well,
that.
Firstly, his so, una sa lahat, yung connection niya kay Zaldico and yung connection din niya kay President Marcos. Hindi siya, kasi there are many forms of corruption. Iba-iba ang mga pagkakaintindi natin sa corruption. At para sa akin, corruption by incompetence is equal to corruption by theft or by actual malicious intent. So kung corrupt siya dahil nagnakaw siya ng pera, edi corrupt siya doon. Pero kung corrupt siya dahil hinayaan lang niya tayo manakawan ng pera, like dang billion, that's also a form of corruption. Kasi siya yung nasa posisyon na yun, tapos hindi niya pinigilan yung mga congressman na nagnakaw ng 100 billion. Either way, dapat siyang makulong dahil doon.
So kumbaga parang, but you're aware that everything, lahat ng mga akusasyon laban kay Senate President, dating Senate President, dating Speaker of the House, will have to be proven in court.
Yes.
At hindi lang dahil pinangalanan sila ng mga contractors?
Pero ang nagiging problema kasi doon, at nakakita ko din with the Filipino peoples, wala na silang tiwala sa justice system natin. And especially ngayon, ang dami nang gustong pumunta sa Forbes Park o sa Malacanang at gayahin yung nangyayari sa Nepal. The people are angry at wala na sila talagang tiwala na makukulong or mapapanagot yung mga corrupt officials na involved sa DPWH flood control anomalies.
Bakit pati si presidential son, Congressman Sandro Marcos?
Actually, kilala ko si Sandro Marcos. Imposibleng walang alam yan and susunod na yan na i-investigahan natin.
Ganun ba? Ikaw ba mismo nag-iimbestiga ka?
May legal team ako, tapos may mga ibang congressman din akong part ng reformist bloc namin na nag-contribute din ng mga alam nila doon. Tapos yung mga iba din, mga dating supporters ni Marcos na gusto nang lumaban sa kanila, nakita na palubog na yung Marcos administration. Kasi, well, to be perfectly honest, nakita mo naman yung nangyayari sa military na ngayon. Posibleng anytime magkaroon na ng people power at matanggal na si Marcos.
Are you for a revolutionary government?
Anything that can bring justice to the people, I'm for that. Kasi pag malalaman natin na it's very likely na protector talaga si Marcos kay Romualdez, kay Sandro Marcos. So if President Marcos cannot do his job properly, then yes, I'm definitely for removal of his position.
Okay. But do you give him credit for starting it all? You had a comment about that earlier.
Yes, he did not start it all. At that point, alam na ng mga tao na may mga problema sa flood control anomalies. Alam na nila na maraming magnanakaw sa DPWH. Sinabi lang niya yun para siya yung mabigyan ng credit. But like as I have said and as the people have said, hindi siya wala talaga siyang ginagawa doon. He's not doing anything. It's been months. Tapos wala pang nakukulong. Wala pang yung investigation tuwing may magsabi ng Martin Romualdez. Yun yung i-investigahan nila, imbis na si Martin Romualdez. Kaya wala talagang tiwala yung mga tao sa administrasyon ni President Marcos. At alam nilang hindi makukulong si Martin Romualdez habang si Marcos ang presidente ngayon.
So itong ganitong mga pronouncements mo, yan siguro yung basis why they think it is enough to construe inciting to sedition.
Yes. Because
ganun ba yun? Oo.
But I'm not I speak for the people's sentiments. Ito ang nakita ko na sinasabi ng mga ordinaryong tao, ng mga mamamiyang wala nang tiwala sa gobyerno ngayon. And if that is inciting to sedition, then I will willingly go to jail for that and be imprisoned. Kasi yun talaga ang nakikita ng mga tao. At kung lahat ng magsasabi nun ay inciting to sedition, edi maubos na tayo sa Pilipinas. We'll run out of citizens if we were to say that because everyone is saying the exact same thing. Martin Romualdez is close to President Marcos, and as long as he is close to President Marcos, he will never go to jail or face justice for any of his actions.
Okay.
And the same applies to Zaldico, to Sandro Marcos, or to anyone who could also be possibly involved.
But is there a trail to Congressman Sandro?
Well, just as how Zaldico, dahil may pwede bang English into kasi, just as how Zaldico has a trail to Martin Romualdez will have a trail to Sandro Marcos. Kaya kailangan nilang i-defend si Martin Romualdez kasi pag nahuli na siya, si Sandro Marcos na ang susunod. Kasi siya yung House Majority Leader. Siya yung pumili kay Martin Romualdez para maging... Siya yung sabi na iboto si Martin Romualdez at siya din yung pumili kay Bogie D para maging House Speaker. Kaya siya yung next na magiging target kung sakaling mahuli na si Sandro.
Siya daw,
Martin
patatawagin na
Romualdez.
daw siya sa Senado, Speaker Martin Romualdez. Ano ang tingin mo doon sa naging talumpati ni former Senate President Chis Escudero?
Kaya yung naging statement niya.
Oo.
Well, I think he said what a lot of people already know. I mean, alam naman natin na may involvement si Martin Romualdez dyan. Imposibleng walang involvement siya. So, that's good. And I hope the other senators will have the bravery. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung meron kay Martin Romualdez na takot yung iba. But it's what we need to do for the people. And if we do not catch Martin Romualdez or anyone, kahit nga si Saldico, hindi mawuli. If we do not catch anyone, then this will happen again because parang sinasabi natin na okay lang magnakaw kayo kasi hindi naman kayo mahuhuli. Wala mang mangyayari sa inyo pag nagnakaw kayo. At mas lalong lalakas yung loob ng mga buhayan na magnakaw sila. Mga congressman.
So if you are pro-Martin, are you necessarily anti-Chis and vice versa?
Hindi naman. Kasi hindi naman siya based on political colors. You can want justice for... Wait, teka lang. What do you mean anti-Chis?
If you are anti-Martin, are you necessarily pro-Chis? Or vice versa, if you are anti-Chis, you are necessarily pro-Martin?
Technically, hindi naman siya based sa political colors. But at the same time, kailangan mo din you have to be pragmatic on these matters. So, hindi naman na ang unahin natin yung pinaka-corrupt and pinaka-malapit na danger sa atin. Okay, so kung sakaling may issue din si Chis or nagnakaw din siya, we can investigate him. But the money that he has stolen would be, barya lang yun kumpara sa nanakaw sa DPWH Flood Control Project. So, pwede nating huliin siya after natin mahuli yung mga iba.
So kumbaga lahat kailangan managot. Yun ang
right now, we have to
sinasabi mo.
catch the biggest problems.
So you're saying that get the biggest fish
The biggest
first.
crocodile first.
Crocodile nga pala, hindi pala fish. Piranha. Ayun. Okay. Nanawagan ka nga ba talaga na sunugin ang Kongreso during the rally there?
Sabi ko, well, technically, wala ako sa rally, so wala akong sinabi doon. Pero ang sinabi ko, wag niyo munang sunugin. Parang joke-joke lang. Kasi magsasalita pa ako, pero hindi naman ako pinayagan sa privilege speech ko. Kaya, kung susunugin nila, not my problem. Kasi may ethics complaint na ako plano nila akong tanggalin sa Kongreso. So, kahit naman sunugin nila yun, wala na ako doon by that time. Or,
You're ready to be extricated from Congress?
Kasi sila naman yung may hawak ng Kongreso, sila Martin Romualdez, Sandro Marcos. Kaya, kung plano lang tanggalin ako through ethics committee, then posible din yun.
What will happen if that happens? Who will take over for your district?
Possibly re-election siya. So, baka pwedeng tumakbo si Mayor Jenny. I'm not sure about incumbent officials, pero posibleng tumakbo si Mayor Jenny or isa sa mga dating, mga kalyado. Pero siguro si Mayor Jenny tatakbo kasi si Vice Mayor Ted Bersaga yung magiging bagong mayor ngayon. But that's a possibility. But, ang plano ko kasi may mga ethics complaint din ako laban sa mga ibang congressman at baka sila nga yung ma-expel ko because it's by vote. And the loyalty of Congress quickly shifts to those in power.
Oo. Pinapangunahan ito ni Congresswoman Janet Garin. Nawala na yata ng pasensya,
Medyo galit na siya. Pero okay lang naman.
Okay lang.
Very stressful situation talaga sa Kongreso ngayon. And I can understand her stress.
Well, do you think it's self-inflicted? I mean, for you.
Para sa akin o yung sa kanya?
Are you stressed?
Not really.
Not really? Really? What's
chill
the
lang.
secret?
Wala. Normal lang. Because what's the worst that could happen? Patayin nila ako or pakulong nila ako. Like, everyone dies or everyone loses their freedom at some point. It's ultimately all inconsequential.
Really? So you're fatalist. You're fatalist for the sake of freedom of speech and expression. Kumbaga, parang, I don't care what you do with me, but as long as I can get to say what I want to say. Parang ganon.
Parang ganon.
Ayun. Which they mistake for a problem in mental health.
Siguro naisip nila yun because I'm very eccentric and iba talaga ako kumilos, iba ako mag-isip. At pag hindi mo kasi alam ang isang bagay or pag hindi mo kilala ang isang tao, lagi ka na lang mag-assume sa mga sinasabi nila. But there are also people who see what I do and understand me. At yun yung pinaka-importante naman.
Okay. Like a girlfriend?
No.
No
Masyadong
girlfriend.
busy ako, pero I
Oo.
date casually.
You date casually, I see. Well, people are interested, Sabi mo,
Very
people,
interested.
some people understand you. So malay ko, baka naman merong the most understanding of all.
My cats.
Your cats.
Yung mga
So,
pusa
let's
ko,
go
very
to that.
understanding sila.
Okay. Itong pagiging animal lover mo is only for cats or you're an animal welfare advocate in general?
Cats and dogs. Tapos yung mga exotic animals, I also like them. Animal preservation for endangered species. Tapos nag-aaral din ako on a wide variety of animal-related topics. Zoology and yung mga invasive species din. That's also one of the things I studied recently. Like the lionfishes in the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America, depending
Dito
on
ka na muna sa Pilipinas. Ang daming kailangan dito sa Pilipinas, di ba?
Pero hindi lang mga hayop and how they relate to each other in the food web, in their ecology. I also researched that kasi makakita mo din yun sa what applies to nature also applies to humanity since we are also part of
Okay, so
nature.
are you working towards a bill for animal welfare?
Working towards yes and no technically kasi ang problema natin sa animal welfare is the lack of veterinary professionals within our country. Kaya kung sakaling gagawa ko ng, for example, Kapon Bill, dadami yung mga LGUs na mangangailangan ng mga veterinarians, edi mas mahihirapan yung
At pondo.
buong bansa. At yung pondo din doon. If we increase the demand for the veterinarians with the low supply we have, edi mas tataas yung presyo ng mga veterinarians because there would be a higher demand for them with their limited availability. Kaya doon, kailangan din natin isipin yung economic side ng mga animal welfare advocacies natin.
Well, siguro kung mababalik lahat ng mga pondo ng DPWH, may pondo na para sa mga vet clinics.
Pag nabalik lahat ng pondo ng DPWH, may pondo na for everything because it's like hundreds of billions of pesos is a lot. Hindi lang siya yung isang program lang or isang if you compare it, for example, yung CHED magkano ba yung budget nila? Mga 30 billion per year, estimated 30 to 35 billion if I remember correctly. Ilang taon na kayang pondohan yun nang nanakaw lang sa DPWH? Like it's not just going to be funding something. It's going to be funding a lot of things pag nabalik na yung nanakaw. And that's why we have to bring justice to Zaldico and Martin Romualdez. And maybe even Sandro Marcos, yung mga iba pang na-implicate sa flood control, everyone.
And feeling mo you'll stay long enough in Congress to see that happen? Or it doesn't matter, as long as you see it happen?
Well, if I die or if I'm removed, then the next generation will carry on my fight against corruption. What matters isn't that I win. Ang importante ay hindi na ako yung mananalo. Ang importante ay manalo. Hindi naman kailangan na ako yung mananalo doon. So,
basta ang taong bayan.
It does not matter that I'm the one who gets the results. As long as the result is achieved, no matter what happens, that is what matters.
Okay, back to animals. So, talaga, firing squad
Firing
ang
squad.
gusto mo sa mga animal abusers.
Kasi yung mga serial killers, yung mga murderers, na naman nag-uumpisa sa mga hayop eh. So, unahan lang natin sila, barilin lang natin yung mga pumapatay ng mga hayop. And kasi yung animal
That's one
abuse,
way of putting it.
it's a very broad topic din eh, since there's also like, for example, killing of pigs, cows. Yung mga ganun naman kasi, may animal rights law din sila, which is that the killing must be done humanely. O bawal yung torture. Yung animal abusers kasi, hindi lang sila pumapatay ng mga hayop. It's torture also. So both torture and killing for no apparent reason. Okay, so yung mga ganun, kung ganung klaseng tao ka na, dapat patiin ka na talaga.
Okay, so divorce. I hear that you're for divorce.
Yes, I just filed recently, just yesterday.
You filed yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, why? Ano ang karanasan mo kung bakit gusto mo mangyari yan?
Hindi ako nasa asawa ko. Joke lang.
Wala
I'm
kang
single.
asawa.
Wala pa akong asawa.
So talaga, baka hindi alam ng
just in
tao
case
kung seryoso ka o nagbibiro.
Just in case lang na ayaw ko na sa asawa ko, pwede kami mag-divorce. Joke lang.
Bago ka mag-asawa, dapat may divorce bill
dapat may
na.
divorce na para at least may backup plan ako in case na magbago siya or in case na biglang
At saka may backup plan siya.
Oo. Hindi, ako mabait ako. I'm a very, very nice person.
Okay.
To all the ladies watching, I'm a very very joeable, very
Joeable,
good boy, good green flag Kiko Barsaga.
Okay.
Pero yung divorce bill na i-final ko, hindi siya absolute, hindi siya like all-encompassing na mutual consent lang ang kailangan na pwede na kayo mag-divorce. Ang uunahin ko muna kasi ay yung mga victims of abuse and neglect and all forms of abuse siya, hindi siya yung physical lang. It also involves like emotional abuse such as infidelity, yung concubinage, adultery, and yung mga financial abuse katulad yung mga nagsusugal ka na tapos wala ka ng yung pera na para sa pamilya mo, ginagamit mo lang for gambling or for your vices.
Mga ganong grounds.
Grounds din yun for divorce. Kasi pag naipasa yung divorce bill, ang magiging problema natin dyan ay yung sa mga korte, magkakaroon din dadami din yung mga child custody battles. Kasi pag may anak na kayo, maglalaban kayo kung sino yung magkakaroon ng rights to the child since you both can't be legal guardians at the same time if you're legally separated, especially if it's due to a domestic violence case. Kaya, doon tayo mahihirapan kasi dadami yung mga kaso at ngayon naman, kita natin yung sa mga korte ngayon. It's a slow legal process.
So, yes, but are you
that.
getting any kind of support from Congress
Yes,
for divorce?
I actually talked to a lot of congressmen, madaming supporters sa bill ko, and I've actually made plenty of friends in Congress. Mas lalong lumakas ako sa Kongreso nung lumaban ako kay Martin Romualdez.
Bakit? Nagbibiro ka na naman ba?
Hindi.
Okay.
I'm saying this with perfect honesty that there are plenty of people who actually support me in Congress nung lumaban ako. When I started criticizing the administration. Katulad ng, for example, yung the late Edsel Lagman of the Liberal Party, he is a very strong critic against the administration during the time. Pero madaming ding supporters sa kanya because people do not respect people just for the sake of respect or just dahil lang nakita mo siya or co-workers mo siya. No, you respect both your good friends and your good enemies. So pag malakas yung kalaban, may respeto ko sa kanya. Kung malakas yung kakampi mo, may respeto ko sa kanya. Pero kung simpleng tao lang na hinahayaan ng lahat ng nangyayari at nanonood lang, nakikinig lang, you do not respect that kind of person because what is that type of person doing?
So dahil sa kinalaban mo yung malaking tao, parang naging malaking tao ka na rin.
Parang nisip nila na, this person is an adversary to Speaker Martin Romualdez. If there is, kung sakaling may, yung hindi nila kayang kalabanin, kinalaban ko, kaya inisip nila na ganun kalakas din ako. And we won. That's the funny part. We won. Ngayon, nag-resign na siya, tapos yung DOJ na pinapatawag na siya sa Blue Ribbon, may hearing na din siya. We actually won. That's the craziest thing about it. And it didn't even take a week kasi September 8 ba yun? September 9 nung sinabi kong kailangang investigan si Martin Romualdez. Less than 1 week, nag-resign na siya. And now, less than 1 month, tinapatawag na siya sa Blue Ribbon Committee. So that's, hindi lang, yung respect nila, yung support nila sa akin, hindi nag-umpisa yun nung sinabi kong kailangang investigahan si Martin Romualdez. Umpisa yun nung nag-resign siya kasi doon nila nakita na if I could do it, then they could do the same thing. If they see a great injustice in Congress, pwede din nilang labanan at makakakuha sila ng results from that. Kasi lagi nang iniisip na, ba't ko laban si Martin Romualdez? Matalo lang ako or...
But just for the sake of balance, sinabi naman ni Speaker na yung dahilan kung bakit siya bumaba sa pwesto, no? Hindi natin alam kung yun talaga yung katotohanan, but he did say that it is really to maintain unity and to maintain peace. And parang it was symbolic, yun ang sabi niya. And that he is ready to answer all the questions of the Blue Ribbon Committee.
Yes. Well, he is correct in that. It's to maintain peace because he's the one bringing the chaos into our country. So tama nga, kung ma-maintain yung peace pag nawala siya, ibig sabihin siya yung gugulo sa peace natin. And naiintindihan din naman niya yun. So that's very good. He understands that he's a liability to the Marcos administration. At baka yun yung ikasira ni President Marcos. Baka yun nga yung maging cause of people power pag nanatili siya as House Speaker. Problema ngayon si Bogie D, parang bagong Romualdez lang din naman, pero mas tahimik lang.
Mas tahimik lang.
Kasi under Romualdez din yun kaya hindi natin masyadong pagkakatiwalaan.
Pero wala pa namang ginagawa si Bogie D na palagay mo kahinahinala or disagreeable?
Well, firstly, Deputy Speaker siya at wala siyang sinabi. He was completely silent during the whole flood control anomaly issue. So, yun pa lang, isang malaking ano na yon, red flag na talaga yon. Kasi, nasa position ka nun, di ba? Isa kang deputy speaker, you're one of the closest, you're one of the most powerful people in the House of Representatives, tapos wala kang sinabi na nahimik ka lang habang naalaman ng taong bahay na nanakawan sila.
Anong suspetsa mo? What do you suspect?
I suspect that he's either complicit or he is trying to protect Martin Romualdez. Pero likely na complicit kasi imposible namang hindi maambunan yung mga deputy speakers, di ba? Kung may 1 billion, kung may 100 billion ang big crocodile, yung mga maliliit na buhaya, may mga ano sila, mga tig 5 billion, 1 billion, ganun. Kasi like, Martin Romualdez is a very generous person, especially to congressmen, just not to the people of the Philippines.
Oh, naambunan ka na rin ba?
Wala pa. Kaya nga nabanan ko dapat ako yung inuna
Ikaw talaga, sabihin na naman ng tao.
Joke lang.
Oh, ayan ka na naman,
Okay lang yan.
Wala ka bang flood control project?
Firstly, flood control project, nag-uumpisa yun sa budget, kasi budget deliberations lang. And ako, me, personally, first budget deliberation ko to. First budget season ko to. So, imposibleng magkaroon ako ng flood control project kasi neophyte congressman ako. So, yung lahat ng mga flood control project, it's either under Kong P.D. Barsaga or they coordinated it with Mayor Jenny Barsaga when my father died. So ako mismo, imposible ako magkaroon ng flood control project, at least in the 2025 budget. At sa 2026 budget, imposible din naman kasi kinakalaban ko si Marcos at zero budget na ako.
Zero. Paano yung constituency mo?
Okay lang, Dasma is self-supportive and we have plenty of funds for that. At yung sa baha naman, hindi masyadong naging issue kasi may plan na kami sa city engineering para ayusin yung mga drainage systems namin. Yung increase in rainflow lang naman. And for everything else, marami din naman akong makakilala sa Congress na willing tumulong sa amin. Maraming mga party list na tutulong din sa amin.
Okay, so kung galit sa'yo yung iba mong kasamahan sa Congress, at sabi mo nga, baka posible na tanggalin ka nila dyan, you feel you still enjoy the trust and confidence of your constituency who voted you into office?
Yes. Yung people, yun talaga yung sumuporta sa akin. Kasi dati, di ba, medyo average lang ako, normal person. Pero may, famous din, pero just like a normal politician. Ngayon, kahit saan na ako pumunta, may mga nagpapapicture, they support me. At hindi lang yung mga taga-Dasma, pati yung mga outside of Dasma. Just 2 days ago, this Sunday, pumunta ako dun sa yung isang mall sa QC. Pati doon, nakikilala ko, nagpapicture sila sa akin at sinasabi nila, tama yung ginagawa ko. So, kanino ako makikinig sa mga congressman na sinasabi, mali yun, huwag mong wain si Romualdez. O sa taong bayan na sinasabi, tama, you are our voice. You are saying what's right and what the Filipino people want. Siyempre, sa taong bayan ako makikinig. Hindi sa mga congressman, hindi sa Marcos administration.
The latest is that merong nagsasabi na kailangan kang tanggalin from being an army reservist.
Yes.
Did you undergo training or this was like...
Go ahead.
Yes. Was it like just given to you honorarily or you really went through training?
Yeah, I went through training.
Wow.
So, nag-training talaga kami.
Strenuous.
Hindi naman masyadong strenuous kasi ang physical fitness test nila doon, at least para sa akin, since I'm already an athlete, noong panahon na yon, last year kasi yung training namin mga November or October, pero yung actual graduation ceremony is February, if I remember. Ang dami nang nangyari, hindi ko na maalala. Pero hindi siya strenuous in a sense na nahirapan ako doon kasi yung requirements nila para sa amin ay mostly basics lang since reserves pa lang muna. So, 50 push-ups, tapos 50 sit-ups, and then yung 20-minute 3.2 kilometer run, 2-mile run. So ako, runner na talaga ako, tapos nagbubuhat din ako sa gym, and I do plenty of combat sports, so madali lang.
Okay.
One of the top scores.
So I'm sure you're proud of your status as an army reservist.
Yes.
But now they want to strip you of that. So what do you think?
Yun naman,
May basis ba?
technically, basis is depende talaga yun sa, it depends on interpretation. Kasi yung, for example, yung sedition, depende yun sa interpretation kung sedition ba ito or is this protected under free speech. Ang problema kasi sa army, may mga internal politics din doon. And yung kay Defense Secretary Gibot Chidoro, he's very influential within the army. At siguro siya yung nagka-problema sa akin since very anti-war stance ako. Si Gibot Chidoro naman, very anti-China siya. Gusto niya magdigmaan agad, mag-World War III agad. But, I don't know, maybe he doesn't want opposing viewpoints in the
And you think it's safe to say that? I mean, you don't care.
What do you mean you don't care?
I mean, you don't really care what he thinks if he's watching us now and you're talking about the defense secretary.
I mean, of course I care about what he thinks since he's a close friend of my father. Actually, yun nga, parang lahat ng mga nakakalaban ko sa Kongreso, mga dating close friends ni Kong PD eh. Pero friend siya ni Kong PD, siya yung in-endorse naming president noong 2010. Pero bata pa ako noon, so wala pa ako sa politics noon. And I also endorsed him in the 2022 Senate elections when he ran. Pero, ganun talaga. I say it how I see it. And from my perspective at based sa pagkakaalam ko, yun yung pinakagusto niya. At siguro yun din yung gagamitin ni Marcos para mawala yung issue na to, escalating tensions in the West Philippine Sea. And naiintindihan ko din naman because we also have to protect our territory and we also have to consider the interests of the fishermen. But ang like kong sinasabi kasi tuwing tinatanong ako regarding sa army is the Philippine Army is not capable of fighting China or practically any other country at this point in time. Okay, so sa lahat ng gusto makipagdigmaan agad, makipag-World War III, that's not a good idea right now. We're dealing with our own economic issues. So, very anti-war yung stance ko, which is the opposite of what Gibo is doing na gusto niya laging may escalation sa West Philippine Sea, like yung water cannons, gusto niya yung water cannons ngayon baka maging barilan.
Pero hindi naman tayo pwedeng basta tumanggap ng pambubuli, di ba?
Pero hindi naman din tayong pwedeng mag-escalate. Kasi yung pambubuli na yon, yes, that's wrong. But at the same time, ganun talaga pag hindi ka isang superpower. When you have one of the strongest military and one of the largest navies in the world, magagawa mo talaga yun. But like, what do you want to do? Fight? We can't fight. What do you want to do? Just ask the United Nations or any form of international, ask the international community for help? That will not work as well. Kasi lahat ng mga bansang pwedeng tumulong sa atin, may mga sariling problema sila. Kaya, parang walang plano talaga kung paano. Gusto lang nilang labanan, pero wala silang strategy kung paano nalalabanan. And also, with the wide-scale government corruption, hindi lang sa DPWH ang pagnanakaw. There's also corruption in various other agencies of the government. Kaya di naman natin pwedeng sabihin na kung sakaling mag-allocate tayo ng increased budget for national defense, kahit gawin natin 5% of GDP or kahit 10%, like that's already an insane amount. Kahit gawin natin 10% of our GDP yan. What percentage of that will be stolen? Gaano ka laki ang mananakaw doon? So we must first fight corruption and the problems within our own country before we start dealing in geopolitical issues.
Okay, so if they strip you of your Army Reservist status, will you fight it? O pwede bang labanan yon? O i-dispute?
Doon ko hindi alam kasi legally speaking, I'm not sure if it will be fought in court or it will be by the decision of my superiors. Kaya, if I'm given the chance, I will fight it because I still want to serve the country even if the people who are running the country is not serving the country as well. Kung kahit hindi kayang ipaglaban ni Bibi, kahit hindi kayang i-prioritize ni President Marcos ang Filipino o ang mga mamamayan niya, if he can't fight for the Filipino people, I'm still perfectly willing to fight for them. Okay, so even if the commander-in-chief is doing something wrong, then that does not remove my desire to want to build the best country for our countrymen. So pag may opportunity, edi syempre lalabanan ko yun.
So, ano ang kaibahan mo sa ibang congressman?
Mahilig ako sa posa.
How many cats do you have?
20.
20 pets?
Yes.
Rescues?
Iba-iba. Yung iba rescues, yung iba binibigay sa akin, mga gifts. And please stop sending me cats. I have so many cats already. Yung bahay ko may pusa na pagpasok ko sa bahay, I have like 10 cats greeting me. And the other 10 upstairs.
But you get them spayed and neutered, right?
They're all spayed and neutered.
O dapat. Okay, sige. Okay, so what would a closing statement of a Kong Miao Kiko Barsaga say?
You already know.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Okay, yun.
That could mean anything.
Yes.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you
for being
Thank you.
game. I know my questions
time.
are a little pointed, pero salamat.
Thank you. Well, I prefer pointed questions over like random na yung mga hindi mo maintindihan na
And I don't have
questions.
too many opinions.
Yes.
Oo. I do that on purpose. Okay.
Thank you.
Handa na siya. Okay. Thank you very
Ready.
much.
Thank you.
Okay.
So yun po mga kababayan, yung interview ni Miss Corina Sanchez sa programang Rated Corina kay Congressman Kiko Barsaga, mga kababayan. Gusto ko lang basahin sa inyo, mga kababayan, yung mga comment ng mga tao dito sa interview na to, para nang sa ganun ay malaman nyo din. Eto, magbabasa ako ng comments dito mismo sa page ni Rated Corina. Sabi dito ni itong isang nag-comment, si Chai Sai. Interesting interview. Surprisingly, he speaks more fluently than the current president of the country. There is still hope in the Philippines. Sabi niya rito. Ang daming nag-reply dito sa comments niya. Ito namang isa. Yung mga ayaw sa kanya at sinasabing baliw siya, yun yung mga taong hindi makasabay sa humor niya. Sabi naman ni Moreno Lay. Sabi naman ni Ma'am Rowena, your question is very pointed, but he answered all the question well. Sabi naman niya. Isa pa, I salute you. God will protect you. Sabi naman ni Susya. Ito pa, kakaiba siya. His style makes him stand out, but genius, fluent, and very articulate sumagot. Yan yung mga comment nila rito, Sabi naman ni Kiko Villanueva, tapang naman ng batang ito. Saludo ako sa iyo. Yan naman. We will support you, Congressman Miao Kiko. You're the man. Go, Kiko. Ang dami ditong comment na nosebleed si Corina. Fluent in English and malinaw pa mag-isip ang batang ito. Pag-asa ka ng bayan, Kong. God bless you always. Matalinong tao. Sabi naman ni Kian. You will see his IQ in a top level. Ang laro ng utak, Kodos Kiko. Matalino lang siya, hindi siya baliw. Sabi naman dito ng isa pang nag-comment. Ang galing ni Kong Kiko, saludo ako sa iyo. Puro yung mga comment nila rito, puro positive. Yung mga nag-comment dito, yung mga nakapanood, brilliant mind at courageous. Next senador, may ibubuga, tapang at malasakit. He's smart, congressman. Grabe yung mga comment dito, mga kababayan. Ibig sabihin, itong mga tao na nakapanood sa interview na ito, mga kababayan, hindi lang sila nagmasid, pinakiramdaman, at tinignang mabuti yung kanyang pagsagot sa mga tanong ni Miss Corina, talagang kumbaga sa tama ng baril, accurate. Oo. At saka kung magsalita siya, tinan mo, napaka-fluent. Grabe ito. Bilib ako sa taong ito, mga kababayan. Maraming mga nangbabas sa kanya, maraming mga hindi siya gusto, lalo na sa yung mga loyalista kasi ito ang nananawagan ng Marcos, anti-Marcos ito anti-administrasyon ito Nananawagan ito na patalsikin ang administrasyon, mga kababayan. Yung mga yon, yung mga kampe doon, ayaw sa kanya. Pero mga kababayan, marami ang may gusto sa kanya, mga kababayan. Katulad nung mga comments na narinig ninyo. Kayo na nanonood po sa amin, ano sa palagay nyo? Pwede bang i-comment nyo sa baba kung ano ang naobserbahan nyo kay Congressman Kiko Barsaga? So yun lang ang na-share namin ngayong umaga sa inyo, mga kababayan at mga mahal po naming taga-subaybay. Ako po si Just Vlog, muling bumabati po sa inyo. Saan man sulok po kayo naroon, ano man po ang inyong ginagawa, lagi po kayong mag-iingat.